When I was growing up, I was a very, very active child and teenager. I played on the Swedish national team and went abroad to play the European Championships for both singles and doubles. Competitive exercise was something that really drove me and it made me happy. Ahead of the big tournament, I had started to lose weight. And you know, I was 16 years old. I didn't mind losing a little weight. I was always pretty lean, but I lost weight so that it was noticeable. So after the tournament, my parents said, why don't you go up to the north of Sweden where my grandparents are, and they have a house, and you can stay with them for a week and just rest. The first day staying there, my grandparents said, we need to take you to the doctor. You may have diabetes. I didn't even know what that was. I was just scared of even the word diabetes. My grandfather drove us there, and we got to the hospital, and they said, your sugar is now over 800. And my grandparents called my parents. I saw them come into my hospital room, my mother crying, and my father with a very serious face. And they just couldn't believe it. They had no clue what this was either. They told me, you have to take insulin for the rest of your life. This is a disease that is chronic, which means that it's never going to go away. My commitment in my head went from, I want to be in science and I want to be a competitive athlete, to I want to go into medicine and I want to learn everything I can about diabetes. So I spent the next few years going to high school and then getting into medical school, graduating from high school as the #1 student, because I was so determined that I was going to do that and get into to medical school. And then when I was in medical school, I had a commitment that I was going to do a PhD in diabetes and do it at the same time. In 2006, I started getting symptoms that were derived from diabetic complications. 2007, I was so bad that I had to be hospitalized. I had had diabetes for 18 years. My control had not been good for the past 10. And it was that caused this very, very bad kidney failure. I needed eye treatment so that I wouldn't go blind. One of the toughest probably periods of my life. It was just one thing after another. But I decided that I would make this into something positive, and I made a decision that instead of working in the financial community, which I had done for a period of time after my research, I decided I'm going to take my knowledge and work in diabetes. But my kidneys were on their way down. So in January of 2009, I was faced with a choice of either going on dialysis or trying to find a donor for a transplant. My father didn't understand. He said, I'm sure it's just because you're not taking care of yourself. He did his own research, and he came back to me the next day and said, no, I understand, your values are so bad that we need to do something. And he said, I'll give you a kidney, one of my kidneys, and we'll get this done. We did the transplant. And it went well. The thing that happened, though, when they introduced this idea of needing a kidney transplant was that, well, if you have a kidney transplant, we can also discuss a pancreas transplant. The doctors felt that because I'm on immunosuppressive therapy anyway, why not do the pancreas transplant so you can preserve the function of the kidneys, help your overall condition, you don't have diabetes anymore, and you can just feel much better. So I put myself on the list. 9 months after signing up, or 9 months actually after the kidney transplant, I got a call from Minneapolis. So since that time, and now it's 2014, May 1st, I have not needed any exogenous insulin, no insulin injections. And that is absolutely incredible. It's incredible. This is one of the big reasons why I started this company, Lyfebulb, because I've had the experience. I've had the experience of going through diabetes, being diagnosed and suffering from the complications, but also the minor things that people may think are minor, but just being classified as a person with diabetes. And then going through these pretty dramatic surgeries to get back, one saving my life, the kidney, and the other one making my life worth living again. So my advice, and what Lyfebulb really is about, is to try to have a really, really good attitude about it, to live life as well as you can. Try to be happy, try to enjoy the moment. All these different things, I think, are important parts of what we're trying to convey at Lyfebulb, which is an empowerment platform that we're building and trying to engage as many people as possible across the spectrum of diabetes. Through my story, but also through many other people's stories. I'm not the only one. We have so many people who are connecting with us already. We're trying to build a community on and offline, and to do that, to help people, to inspire them to change and to impact their lives.